Hello and welcome to the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Friends. I am your guest host, Bill McMorris, filling in for a negligent Leon Wolf. I am joined today by my panelists, Neal Dewing of the Federalist, Joy Behar of the Ace of Spades Decisions Desk, my cunning guest producer, Joe Cunningham of Red State. Thank you so much for doing this, Joe. And my fellow Free Beaconers, Liz Harrington wearing a hoodie, and Brent Scher representing Met Nation. First question goes to you, Liz, because you're a girl and we believe in affirmative action here on BATF. What are your expectations from the debate tonight?
I think it's going to be about the same, which is a shit show. Are we allowed to curse on here?
Hell yeah.
100%.
Nobody gives a fuck, Liz. Go for it.
Okay. I think it's going to be the same that we saw last time, which is Rubio and Cruz trying to go after Trump, Trump holding his own, Rubio failing to rise to the occasion in hitting Trump where it really hurts with like the small hands jokes. Like, he's not going to be able to do that in person. So I think the takeaway from the last debate was Rubio did really well, but also did not have a bad debate. I think it'll be the same thing here. And if Rubio tries to get on his level, I don't see him winning those exchanges.
Now that's an interesting point. We finally saw Rubio go on offense. Brent, it seemed like Trump parried pretty well, going to I've hired people before. He kind of took a Mitt Romney line of defense where, hey, it's private sector, you've never hired anybody. It didn't work for Romney, but can it work for Trump? That sort of defense and that sort of parlaying the parrying the attacks?
Trump is better at parrying attacks by far than Romney, but also than anybody I've seen in a long time. I mean, it's hard to attack the guy about anything because his insults are just better. He's better at insulting people. I mean, he makes fun of Rubio, but way better than Rubio makes fun of him. So, I mean, if it's just going to be an insult war, Trump's going to win and destroy everybody, including Megyn Kelly, who I hope doesn't try to involve herself in the insult war because she's not going to have a good go of things versus Trump.
Yeah, of course, because women aren't funny. We all know this.
Yeah.
Now, Jeff, how important? A lot of conservative Twitter made a big deal about Mitt Romney's principled presidential speech today against Trump. Do you think that plays at all, or do you think that this guy who many Republicans were rallying behind in 2012 is now just seen as an establishment figure, and who cares about him anyway?
Well, I think there are two answers to the question. First of all, is it going to dissuade any already previously on board Trump voter? Hell no. Who are we kidding? You think I think somebody actually said something really funny on Twitter today where they were like, I was really committed and on board the Trump train, but then Mitt Romney gave that speech, and now I'm going to vote for Marco Rubio. No, that's not how it's going to work. But what it will have an effect on is, A, you can bet it's going to be the topic number A1 on the debate tonight, probably the first thing that comes up. Second of all, it's a message not as much to the voters, to the base voters, as it is to the elites, to fellow politicians, to anybody else in the pundit class who might be thinking about getting on board or selling their souls. Mitt Romney's basic argument, Rick Klein at ABC actually wrote an article with this basic headline just a couple of hours ago, which is that we need to burn this party down to save it, which I actually semi-subscribe to. I would rather lose in a general election with Cruz or Rubio or, God help me, John Kasich, which isn't going to happen, than I would win with Donald Trump, because Donald Trump is toxin. He's toxic. There's nothing good about him, and there's nothing that I want him associated with in terms of conservatism or the Republican Party. That's the value of Mitt Romney's speech today. It is not every day that the prior nominee the last cycle's nominee comes out and nukes the living shit out of the current semi-inevitable frontrunner on live TV, televised by every single network, in a late primary on the day before a debate. That's news.
Now, Neal, I'll go to you on this. A lot of people are talking about Liz's smoking gif right now, but others are focused on the GOP debate.
Liz Harrington, crack whore.
Whoa. All right, that's why women don't come on our show.
Steve Packers.
Can I just say,
I don't know, Liz. You look crazy.
shit, and it doesn't work. This is the only reason I'm on this show right now is because you're lighter, and I'm trying to light my cigarette and it doesn't work.
It looks like you're smoking just fine.
Hey, listen, there's a public service
Disclosure,
announcement
everybody.
here,
Full
okay?
disclosure, I got Liz Harrington onto the show by giving her a lighter for free. That is how we booked her. She's
CPAC
Fox
is whack,
Business
yo.
Network talent. You know, the only reason we have Fox Business Network talent on our show right now is because of a lighter. Now, Neal, back to you.
Yeah.
Do you think that Rubio's strategy of taking Trump on head on and then lowering himself to Trump's level with the awesome attacks on his tiny hands, which only the Free Beacon was going after before, do you think that that is going to be an effective strategy tonight, or do you think he pivots from that to build on the low character attacks to actually go after, the Trump University scam and everything
I mean, the insults were never, the whole shebang there. It was a ploy to get the media to actually pay attention, and also to sort of get under Donald Trump's skin, provoke a reaction, get him to overreact. And now, if he goes after him in the debate with the insults, that's going to be the attempt there. It's going to be get a good line, capture some media coverage and a headline. And also maybe hope that Donald Trump has a complete meltdown. Now, see, the thing is, Marco Rubio, unlike Donald Trump, is able to follow up his insults with actual substantive policy proposals. So once he gets the attention, he can, from insulting Trump, because the media are hungry for, I don't know, a narrative or something interesting to report, since politics is abysmally boring most of the time. Yeah, he needs that for attention, and so I think it's an effective strategy, but it has to be coupled with substantive critiques of Trump, as well as a positive message for himself. So if he relies simply on just becoming, Don Rickles up there, it's not going to work out.
Understood. Now, Joe, give me your Super Tuesday reaction. There was a sense that Trump actually underperformed, especially in closed primary states where Republicans made up the entire electorate. I mean, Cruz won 3 states, Rubio won 1 state, and came very close in Virginia. Do you think this bodes well for the Republican nomination moving forward, at least for the anti-Trump people? Or then you switch your icon to Arby's. Joe, articulate your Arby's position.
I don't want to. I think that's it. I honestly think that nothing matters at this point. I honestly, though, what Super Tuesday proved is that Donald Trump is not, and we love this word, this election cycle, inevitable. He's nowhere close to needing the number of delegates that to having the number of delegates he needs to get the nomination. That said, he's still in first. He's still over Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio. And you can actually watch, every time I say Ted Cruz, Neal starts to foam at the mouth a little bit. It's a phenomenal Pavlovian reaction, Ted Cruz, Ted Cruz, Ted Cruz. And it just keeps happening. But, we're coming up, and my delightful state, Louisiana, is one of the closed primaries that's going to be voting this Saturday, so we'll see a little bit more. A poll just came out showing that Donald Trump had a fairly commanding lead in Louisiana, although interestingly enough, the caucus that was held in Louisiana in order to decide who the delegates were actually going to be went 40% or 45% or something like that in Ted Cruz's favor, 20-some% to Donald Trump. So it's hard to really tell which way the vote's going to go. We're thinking it's going to be a heavily Trump state in Louisiana, and that could be the indicator. Everybody was saying, oh, well, the closed primaries are going to be where Trump falters because he's been getting a lot of crossover vote from Democrats. Not necessarily true, because you had to be registered as a Republican a long time ago in order to vote in Louisiana and other closed primary states.
Understood. Well, Liz, do we have you? Are you here? Gosh, it's the greatest GIF in history. All right. Oh, you are here. All right. Liz, what is the general sense at CPAC? Because that is obviously, they've predicted 0 of the last 84 Republican nominees. What sense are you getting from CPAC about the Trump candidacy?
Okay, so full disclosure, I only came for the happy hour. I wasn't here getting the sense of the people, at CPAC. But that being said, from my conversations at the bar, it seems basically what we're talking about is that Trump has a big lead. Trump is appealing to lots of different people on lots of different issues, and he's able to, it almost seems, if I had to put a word on it, it seems like the mood is despair. It's, this guy is in the lead. He is, who can beat him, right? The best shot right now with the delegate count is Cruz. Can he overcome Trump to get enough delegates to even become the secure nominee and all Trump's followers will go behind him? That's uncertain. Can Rubio win anything else besides Minnesota? I mean, that's an open question here. And it's the only way, people are talking about the only way that Rubio can get the nomination is a brokered convention. And can you imagine the hell that would break loose if that happens? If Trump goes in with maybe not the threshold he needs in June, but close enough, and he's won the majority of states, and then you try to give it to Rubio, like, people are not going to fly with that. They're going to sit home. And that would really hurt him in a general. So people don't really even know how to react to it. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to, address the issue, address the problem. I mean, which is Trump is winning, and he's bringing in a lot of people, and he's being very successful. So I mean,
Liz, I actually
yes, it's possible. Go ahead.
I have a question for you. Is that the longest cigarette that any human being has ever smoked?
Well, it actually just went out while I was speaking, so I couldn't even finish it, but it probably would have been.
Because I gotta say, it looks really satisfying. In fact, I feel like I need to go have one right now. In fact, I'm gonna.
It actually was so much better than this podcast, or what do we call this?
What we call this
I'm sorry, that's below the belt. I'm sorry.
We call this the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Friends, and you have clearly been indulging.
No, but is it a web show? What do you call it? Because I was trying to describe it to people here. I was like, oh, I have to do this thing. It's like a podcast, but it's like on my phone.
It gets higher ratings than MSNBC. That's all you need to know.
Right now there are
that is good. That's true.
There's 37 viewers right now watching the premier news, politics, and commentary web show featuring LizSmokes.gif.
GIF. No. Stop it, Jeff.
All right.
Stop it,
Jeff is not getting any more questions.
Should I let another one?
It's not Jeff.
I don't know.
I don't think you need to let another one.
I don't know if Liz can actually see that her profile pic has been this gif of her
Don't tell
smoking
her.
a cigarette.
Don't tell her. It'll break.
I don't know if she gets the joke.
Yeah,
I can't see it. I can't see
She
it.
can't see it, so she has no idea
I
what we're talking
cannot
about.
wait to see it.
We can't see you. We can just see you smoking the end of a cigarette constantly.
It's just
Yeah,
like
Liz,
three
your
frames.
health insurance is getting canceled tomorrow, and you're gonna have to pay the Obamacare fine. It's gonna happen. So Brent, Liz alluded to the brokered convention. Do you see that as a good idea? And don't worry, Matt Connelly doesn't watch the show, so he won't see you say yes.
I mean, a good idea in terms of what? A good idea in terms of we're going to do it and we'll get a guy like Rubio, and then Rubio will win the election because Trump will just be like, oh, man, they got me with the fucking brokered convention and quit. No, that's not going to happen. So, I mean, the best case scenario is you get a different candidate, Trump enters, and we lose to Hillary, or Trump still wins because nobody votes for whoever the guy the establishment pulls out of the convention is. So really, I don't see any good scenario coming out of a brokered convention, except for the fact that it looks like the Republicans didn't just lay down and let Trump win without doing anything about it, and they could save their face for the next election by saying, hey, at least we tried and did a pretty dumb thing at our convention. And it'll be fun to watch. So that's a benefit.
Yeah. I mean, reporters win no matter what, right? But we're going to have a great time.
But
we're going to be the first people to have a good time in Cleveland.
Oh, Cleveland's a great town.
Yeah, the Cleve. We all know this.
Yeah,
now, Neal, are you of this opinion too? I feel like a brokered convention doesn't give Trump enough time to lick his wounds, whereas if you beat him outright and then gave him a private time speaking gig at the convention, he would play ball and rally around the nominee. Do you get the sense that a brokered convention is the only way to stop him, or are you optimistic?
No, there are several ways to stop Donald Trump. Some of them are legal, and some of them are not. One of the things, one of the legal options is going to this brokered convention. I fully support denying Donald Trump and his supporters anything like access to the halls of power. I want them stopped, and if they actually do achieve the nomination, then I'm out. I'm gone, and I'm sure they won't be sad to see me go, but that's fine. So I would really dearly love for Donald Trump to be deprived of the nomination through procedural chicanery, outright fraud, anything really. I would support that that deprive Donald Trump and his racist horde of supporters from achieving any sort of power. So yes, I hope it goes to a brokered convention. I don't really know if it would actually work. I certainly hope so, and I hope that every terrible thing that people say about the establishment is true, because we're going to need all our dirty establishment tricks to stop Donald Trump.
No, I disagree. I think the establishment has had it coming, but
absolutely, we definitely had it
but
coming.
not like this, right?
I agree completely. No, I didn't want it to be this way. But
yeah, exactly. Here's like I feel like there's an entire think piece industry. You know, everyone's publishing these screeds, these letters that all these different conservatives sign on to, that says Trump is not conservative, I won't endorse him. I want to write the open letter saying I called for the rebellion of the base and I'm really sorry. Because they did. The establishment did fuck over the base,
certainly.
but the base is on issues A and B, and the base is rebelling over issue C, doing it in a very tawdry way.
They've been primed for this for years. And that's been partially the fault of a conservative media that's been chasing clicks and viewers and selling entertainment rather than actual news and commentary. The Free Beacon manages to walk that tightrope fairly well, I think, being fabulously entertaining, one of my favorite places to go, but also offering substantive analysis of the issues. So yeah, the establishment certainly needed a comeuppance, but if you think about it, that was slowly happening. Think about the two main actual Republican candidates. Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz both have absurdly high, Heritage Action scores and what have you. It's 94, 100%. That's pretty damn good for conservatives, for the conservative grassroots, to have those two men running for the top spot.
But the grassroots don't care about any of that stuff.
No, they have been primed to rebel against any sort of, I would say, authority whatsoever. I don't know how you can run a political party if you've got a bunch of rugged individualists going around and saying that they should determine their own destinies. It's not how it works.
So what you're saying is we've become the Libertarian Party, in which a male prostitute is constantly...
We're libertarians without the charm and ability to carry on a conversation for longer than 5 minutes. I mean, that's the thing. We've got a bunch of apes running around here, wrecking up the place and throwing monkey shit everywhere.
Hey, speaking of greasy charm, Neal.
So it's apes or autistics?
Yes.
It's pretty much the...
Well, speaking of greasy charm, Neal, I have a question for you. Could you sell me a car right now?
No, I absolutely could not. I've tried sales and I'm terrible at it. Yes. I realize I combed my hair today, and I do this about once a month, and so it's actually laying down. But that hasn't given me any particular skill at salesmanship.
Darn.
Neal, you look like the deal maker from Die Hard. Has anyone ever told you that?
No. He looks like Alan Rickman, actually. You got Alan.
No, he looks like the guy who tries to make a deal.
I think it's shot, right? Yeah.
That's vacuum from him.
You buy a vacuum?
Yeah. Like a whole set, maybe some Tupperware.
That's good.
Not even.
I've got to make the
Definitely a pyramid.
Yeah.
Sell you a timeshare. Listen, 1 week a year, okay? You don't have to worry about automations. You don't have to worry about any of that. Everyone else pitches in. Look, anyway, but there was a question about something, and I've lost it now. The point is, I would be more than happy to burn down the Republican Party if it meant denying Donald Trump any sort of political authority, and that's all I've got to say about that.
Now, Jeff, Molly Hemingway.
Yeah.
Molly Hemingway's column, The 7 Takeaways from last night, quoted an obviously very brilliant reporter friend of hers, and I have no idea who this is, of course.
She quoted me. Okay, yeah. Which of my thoughts did she quote?
Yeah, basically saying that there are two approaches to the GOP, and they all start with Batman Begins. You have the Ra's al Ghul wing of the GOP. That's just like, fuck it, the establishment betrayed us, burn it all down. And then you have the Batman, the Bruce Wayne establishment of the GOP saying, hey, we can reform it from within. Which side of the fence do you land on? Because obviously the electorate is showing us there the Ra's al Ghul portion of it.
If I'm being perfectly honest,
what do you think of this?
I assume that was the inside of one fancy Bill McMorris, and I am going to tell you that I land on the side of Harvey Dent, otherwise known as Two-Face. I am a crusader for truth and justice and the reform of the Republican Party until such point as I pass a certain threshold lose that which is near and dear to me, and then I become an anarchist who's willing to just burn the whole damn thing down in order to start all over again. I'm getting into the flesh melted away, eyeball sticking out of my skull phase, where I think that we may just have to burn it all down, and I don't know what other option is yet remaining to us. Of course, my version of burning it down is not the the version of burning it all down that other people might have envisioned, not the Trump version of burning it all down. My version is, let's divide and just destroy the party right now for this election. And my basic underlying thesis about this is that the party structure that we currently have, this two-party system, Republicans and Democrats, is far more resilient and flexible than people realize. There is not going to be any party death or party replacement. The Republicans are going to be here in 2020. They're going to be here in 2024, and we're going to be here until, unless there's a nuclear war. Because frankly, the old era, the pre-Civil War era of parties dying out like the Whigs or the Democratic Republicans, that's all long in the past. It's not happening anymore. The Republican Party is going to remain one of the two main vehicles that we have as a way of expressing our political preferences in this country. So better to lose, as I said, with Ted Cruz, or even, God help us, lose with Donald Trump than to win with Donald Trump. If we have to lose with Donald Trump, we're going to be made to wear all the stupid, horrible things he's said and done, and will go on to say and do during the general election like a hair shirt for at least 2 years. I don't know if we're going to have to wear it for much longer than that, but we're going to wear it for that long at least. But that's survivable, and that's a preferable option than being branded as the Trump Party. And that is what I will not allow. I mean, not like I have any personal individual say in it, but that's what I won't stand for. Like Neal, I'm not out. I'll be a Republican, but I won't be a Trump Republican.
Right. You don't have to. You just withhold your vote.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Joe, one of the main appeals of Trump is the fact that he's against political correctness. And one of the more convincing arguments I've heard is that we don't need Donald Trump as our nominee for the media to brand us as billionaire corporate raiders who are sexist, misogynist, racist, anti-immigrant. They do that to us no matter who we put up. Wouldn't it be kind of refreshing to actually put up somebody who lives up to every media stereotype of the Republican Party?
I think it's kind of cyclical. That we have we've gotten to the point where the Democratic Party is now officially no longer the party of Thomas Jefferson and Andrew Jackson, and I think we're sort of to the part now where the Republican Party is no longer the party of Abraham Lincoln. So these cycles are up, and I think we have to find a new identity. And right now, I think definitely that we are having to choose: are we the party of whatever? Are we the party of Ronald Reagan and his successors in Ted Cruz or Marco Rubio or whoever wins, or are we going to be rebranded as the party of Ted Cruz, of Donald Trump? I'm sorry. With the exception of Neal, I don't think that we would be. I don't think anybody here would have a problem being labeled as the party of Ted Cruz.
I would vote for Ted Cruz. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't like.
You wouldn't enjoy it.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I would. I would lie back and think of England. I would definitely not be happy about it. And I couldn't advocate for Ted Cruz because nobody would believe it.
I would have. I for one, who I have been brutal about Ted Cruz as a personality, but I would have absolutely no problem being labeled the party of Ted Cruz on basically 95% of ideological terms.
Yeah.
I feel he's been a horribly irresponsible person, and I think that Neal and I have talked about this. I think he is responsible in many ways for stoking a lot of the flames that have kind of engulfed the Republican Party now in the current cycle. But that said, Ted Cruz is acceptable on an ideological level in a way that Donald Trump can never be. So
even if he is the Zodiac killer, Joe. But you were saying?
No, he is. He is. We know that now.
Well,
Yeah.
Go
ahead, Joe.
It falls into that, are we going to become the party of Ted Cruz, or are we going to become the party of Donald Trump? Because that's what this election cycle is ultimately going to decide. Are we going to be the ideological conservatives that Ted Cruz kind of exemplifies, and to a lesser extent Marco Rubio, kind of following in that Reagan tradition, or are we going to become the party of Donald Trump? Because they would love, the media, the Democrats, and as the joke goes, I repeat myself, would love to label us as the party of Donald Trump. And, they already like to see us as the party of what Donald Trump exemplifies. Is that going to become the actual reality, or are we going to try to fight back against that? I think that right now, and it's very unfair to Liam Neeson, but I think right now Donald Trump is that Ra's al Ghul Republican movement, and honestly, I would see the Rubio Cruz types as the Batman, the not Christian Bale Batman, maybe somebody a little bit better, like Kevin Conroy's voice Batman. Here to save Gotham City, the Republican Party. But I don't know. Is Ted Cruz going to be the type that ultimately tries to burn everything down? I mean, that was his kind of goal in going to Washington, D.C., to burn down what was there and kind of rebuild the party from the Senate floor up. Yeah, I guess Michael Keaton Batman would be okay. Val Kilmer would be okay. George Clooney not okay. Unless you were in the camp that believes that Batman and Robin was supposed to be that campy, almost Adam West type Batman, and therefore it's not as bad as you think it is.
I can preemptively say that Ben Affleck would be not okay as well.
I'm actually in the pro-Affleck camp. I have faith in Affleck.
You're Praflack? That's terrible. Now,
I'm
Liz,
pro-Flack.
are you here?
Liz.gif is still going strong. I can't
just
wait.
Hey, Liz,
Just like every other woman in my life.
Liz is smoking a rock. Stop. She's hitting her rock. You gotta give her some time.
I'm still here.
This is either the longest drag in
I'm
history,
still.
or she's vaping, and Sonny's going to fire her tomorrow. I'm not Sonny. Biff. Biff is going to have to lost an investigation whether or not Liz vapes.
Liz, do you vape? And
Yes.
when you're done answering that question, wait, you
no,
vape?
no.
Oh, thank God. Thank God. All right.
Vape.
Liz, what do you think about the broker convention? You think it's a good strategy? And if so, who would be your guy? Are you with me with the draft Mad Dog Mattis?
Louis Gohmert.
No, draft Perry.
Yeah.
No, I think broker convention strategy get to that point. It's a losing strategy. It's terrible. It's terrible for the Republican Party. Yes, the Republican Party will not even exist at that point. If Trump will be leading, but there'll be this wiggle room for another person to. We'll lose all of these people who, for good reason, are pissed off, are angry about the party. So I honestly think maybe that's the only hope to stop Trump. But what you lose everything at that point. You're totally giving it to Hillary, who I think is a very beatable candidate, who is easily can in November. But if you try to take away from Trump, if he's still leading at this point, all those will stay home, and you will get what a lot of conservatives are, yelling about Trump is that he's a liberal, which I think is so funny. I mean, I'm not a Trump person, but I also get at the same time, all this criticism that, hey, you don't really know what you're going to get from him, right? And the criticism is that he's just another liberal. Well, if you take it away from him winning, and you take it away from him, you Trump runs third party, Hillary wins. liberal. You get Hillary. If the worst about Trump being liberal is you get the same outcome with Hillary or Trump. And lots of people think, maybe not. What you're going to get with Trump wouldn't be so bad. My is the what? So, whatever. I'm like resigned. Like it's over. So,
All right, so
whatever. It doesn't matter.
all right, so Liz is pessimistic, which I think is unfounded. I think Hillary is so unlikable that anyone could beat her. But the real reason that I am optimistic about not just this election but life is because of Brent Scher. Brent Scher has something to show every BATF viewer. It's the greatest thing.
Sorry, the Islanders.
This is the highlight of the night.
The Islanders just let down a goal to the Winnipeg Jets, so I'm a little upset. But this is the only thing that makes my life good at all. These bad boys.
Everybody,
far too
bow
small
down.
for my feet. But I went to Texas last week, and I went into Wendy Davis's pathetic home that she's moving out of because it's too big for her, I guess, now that she basically has no job. And she sold her shoes. Now, it's unclear whether they're the actual shoes that she wore during the filibuster. It seems more likely that she pathetically got given free shoes by Mizuno for free and then sold these free shoes at a yard sale, basically, for $120. And I joined a bunch of old ladies in Texas and beat them all to these bad boys. And a lot of people on Twitter said we were trolling, but really, I just wanted to be a part of Texas feminist history because I got it completely wrong. I am a leading feminist, and I got my shoes. I win. I am now Texas. I'll be in the history books.
Okay,
we'll have Wendy Davis on the cover of them. Wendy Davis will be on the cover.
But there will also be a picture of you on this podcast holding that shoe triumphantly up in your hands, which is what I want to hear. But I got a question for you, Brent. I loved the article that you wrote. You said that there was like a whole line of people that got in line behind you that were all gunning for the shoes too. I got to say, what kind of tricks and deception did you use to beat those bitches out to get the shoes first?
None. I just stayed in a crappy hotel in Texas and couldn't sleep, so I
No,
woke
but
up
how
so
did
early.
how did you know to find them when you had to zoom through the house and look?
I asked the lady who was running the sale. I said as she opened the door, "I'm just here for the shoes. Where are they?" And she pointed me around the corner, and I grabbed the shoes. I put them in the box because she had told press that she was going to sell these shoes in a signed box. The box wasn't signed. It was just a shitty Mizuno box with a receipt in it that proved that she got the shoes pathetically for free.
I need to know, were you comped by your employer for this expense, or did you just spend your own salary to get it?
I'm going to ask Biff Diddle and the Truth Monkey to make a nice donation to me to cover what it took for me to
Can you
get
please
into
hold it up
Texas
proudly? I
systems.
want a great screenshot of this.
Yes, you can have them both. I wish my shoes are my feet are freakishly small, but they're unfortunately not small enough to fit in.
Perfect.
Now I want to know, can you get those onto your dog?
I've been trying. Abe, come here. I've been trying to get him to chew one of them, actually. I put one of his dog toys in it. Abe,
It's great. You gotta put like his dog food, like the wet dog food, inside the shoe.
come here, buddy.
No, I mean, that's what's going to be great is Brent is going to get these shoes chewed up, and then he's going to sell the pieces for money. It's going to be great. He'll go full Planned Parenthood on these shoes.
Abe is so... My dog will eat anything, but it's telling that he's a good dog that he is terrified of Wendy Davis's belongings.
So if you
He
can,
wants
if you can
nothing
somehow,
to do with it.
if you can somehow get the dog to chew into little pieces, which would sell faster, the Hillary Clinton walkers at freebeacon.com or pieces of Wendy Davis's shoes?
Well, I mean, the walkers are going like hotcakes. So.
But dude, this is like this is great. This would be like those baseball card promotions where they put like a piece of Barry Bonds' jersey in like certain packs. Like you buy a walker, and if you're like the lucky 100th buyer, you get a piece, like a swatch of leather from Wendy Davis.
Yeah, we'll give you a piece of the shoelace.
Exactly.
I think you guys should just put them on your trophy wall in the office. Honestly.
Yeah, I think I'm
right over by the Man of the Year wall.
Yeah, I might take over somebody's desk. I'm not sure who. Maybe Gutowski might lose a desk and just turn it into a Wendy Davis shrine. Maybe like get it cut out and put these shoes there.
And that would
audio book that I also bought.
That would be great because Gutowski deserves that final insult, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly.
So, Brent, did you get anything else other than the shoes at the Wendy Davis rally?
Just a book. I got her book and an audio tape.
Just a book, nothing else, right?
No, nothing else.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Don't lie on my show, sure.
I plead the fifth.
Did you get some of Wendy Davis's underwear or something? What the hell?
No, that would be disgusting.
That would be disgusting.
Yeah, I'm not a disgusting person.
I attempted to bribe Brent. I attempted to bribe Brent to get him to wear the Wendy Davis lingerie and on the show tonight, and he refused to do it. But Liz happily accepted the money and is wearing the lingerie now. Sadly, she's got the gift money. Oh, she mutes herself. Liz, deny the charge.
I think we're on delay. No, hell no. Hell no. Oh my God.
I don't think Liz knows what's going on.
About this feature. Oh, yeah, it was great. No, I know what's going on.
Oh, okay,
all you need to know about this feature, oh, yeah, it was so funny and it was great. Brent is a fucking pervert. That's all you need to know.
Wait,
He's a fucking weirdo.
Okay, well, but we
off the show.
Wait, stop. I'm going to stay here as an external, as a neutral observer. Yes, Brent's beard suggests he may, in fact, be a pervert. But I want to know why you're claiming that. Why do you claim that? Lou, not enough people are watching, so dish.
Okay, all I know is he came back from Wendy Davis' estate sale, the shoes, and the audio book. Okay?
So what do you think he was doing?
I want it on the record. I did not kick her off to save
I killed
her career.
I killed her. I had
I'm going
to National Harbor killer.
I'm going to fill in the blanks here. I can tell you how those two things are combined. If you have the audiobook, you put it in your headphones. Then you take the shoes and you put them together like this, and then you lower them. And that's right. That's what you were doing, right? In front of Liz, no less. That's why she's really upset.
Yeah, she sits next to me, so she had to watch me in my writing process.
She's back, and you don't want a gift anymore.
Oh, the gift's over. Damn it.
I got disconnected.
You were telling too many secrets, Liz. We had to get rid of you.
I had her taken out.
All right, so Liz, you were saying?
I was saying and came back shoes. That's all I'm going to say. He's a creep. He's a total creep.
I already filled in speculation while you were gone. You should go back and watch this when we're done and see how I filled in the blanks after you went off the air.
Oh my gosh.
I was connected
about
with that.
He was right about it.
Sorry.
Basically, without giving too much away, what Jeff was saying was that Brent uses a completely different type of rubbers than everybody else.
I mean, it was pretty cool for Brent to buy all of Wendy Davis's birth control, like in the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday pill case. Neal, talk about whatever you want, buddy.
Save us.
I need to smoke.
Well, listen, actually, I think the most merciful thing I could do would be to wrap this up so everybody can take 10 minutes and get to a television and go watch this amazing debate that we're about to have. It's
Never mind, Neal.
consequential debate. No?
Way to drop the ball, Neal.
I'm sorry.
Do you think
They're
they're gonna
more
talk about
consequential
what
than the
they
debate.
choose?
I mean, we could continue to talk about what Brent stole from Wendy Davis's house.
Hey, Neal, I gotta tell you.
You paid for it.
Yeah.
Neal, I have one question. If I buy a Hyundai Sonata used 2013 from you, should I get a 10-year lease or a 15-year lease?
Son, you want to buy American. You don't want any of that. You don't want any of that foreign stuff.
Yeah, but the shops they
Son!
can't service.
Son, just buy American.
Joe.
I didn't do it.
We haven't talked at all about the Democratic primary. I'm sorry, the Democratic coronation. Do you think Hillary Clinton can beat anybody outside of Bernie Sanders? Is that Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump?
That's Hillary. That's the famous shrug that she did. That was me with some Crayola and a canvas because I was bored one night and also drinking.
Did you paint jailhouse stripes onto her?
Yes.
Well done.
You can see the.
I see.
There you go.
You should have gone for the more modern touch and given her the orange jumpsuit because orange is the new black.
Nobody would have been able to tell the difference between the original picture and that.
Are you a professional artist? Because that's fantastic.
No, but I will gladly attach a piece of Wendy Davis's shoe to this picture and sell it on Etsy.
Are you going to?
Neal could get you thousands for that thing.
Neal, how much does this go for?
Look, I'm only going to demand about a 5-10% commission. We can talk about that later, but just let's get that in front of people. Okay.
Well, this was a great pre-show. I can't wait for us to start recording the actual show. You guys are doing fantastic for this warm-up. I'm feeling confident about what's coming around the corner for this show.
You're the only one.
Brent, this is the greatest show in history. Tell us about the Mets. What do you think? You think Montero gets a starter status going into the season?
No. Tolo's the ace. You got Tolo, and it's all down from there. So, I mean...
Brent, do you ever feel bad about being born in New York?
No.
Where are you from? Maryland. It's even worse.
Yeah, that is pretty tough.
Washington, D.C. It's like I got no home in any way. So, I root for the Nats, and that's more depressing than rooting for the Mets.
Yeah. I mean, right now, being a Met fan is great. Or not great, but it's better than being a Nats fan.
Well, that's certainly true. Yeah. Anyways, you got.
Now,
Liz, we have Bartolo, and that's the only reason.
Well, actually, yeah. The only thing I like about the Mets, honestly, is Bartolo.
Liz, you lost out on Dexter Fowler, but you got Mark Trumbo. What do you think?
Yes.
How do you like the Orioles' chances this year?
The sleeper. They're going to be the sleeper. They got a wild card shot.
Fair enough. I accept it.
That's what I think. That's my take.
And I'm glad to see that we've ended BATF on a high, serious note, as always.
Neal, you're from Virginia.
I am.
Do you have a baseball team?
I don't, unfortunately. The closest one to me is, I think, the Nats. So, and in my part of Virginia, we don't get professional sports because we're basically in a cul-de-sac. The Hampton Roads region is a literal backwater. Nobody should ever go here or invest money here.
I remember once, Neal, you said something to me that I've never forgotten. You said that I know now why you root for sports, but it is something that I can never do. And then you turned your hand into a thumbs up and you lowered yourself into molten lava.
I did. It's I've never been a joiner, and I've never really gotten into the whole sports fan thing. I enjoy watching sports, but I don't care about the outcomes.
So you like sports and you don't care who knows. Cool.
I'm out about it.
Joe, nobody gives a shit about college football. Everyone likes baseball. Tell us, out of Louisiana, is anything happening?
Let's see. Long answer, no. That's it. That's the joke. That's it.
All right, fair enough. Should we call it? It's 10 minutes early. I feel like we should have a lightning round.
No, we should call it because I gotta be. Listen, you guys can go on, but I'm the most important member of this group, and I gotta go. So we should probably call it right now.
All right, Bill. Let me
okay.
say one more thing. Let me say one more thing before Jeff leaves. I just ejected Jeff. Okay, now we can keep going.
Nice.
Now,
Oh, but you
Liz.
had nothing to say. I get the joke. That's good. Nailed it, dude.
no, we're still going. We're still going. Liz,
Second
you
period
look
in
like
the
a
Islander
pickpocket.
game about to start, so I give you like 3 more
Drink
minutes.
Budweiser. Liz, you look like a pickpocket. That's it. That's all I was gonna say.
You know, for being at CPAC.
That's it?
Yeah. You
Liz,
look like a
come show
pickpocket.
us some funny shit in the bar.
Okay, let's go in.
While she's doing that, let me just say that CPAC is notoriously a very Trump-friendly place, and she's wearing the wrong type of hood for that.
No, there's no stand your ground law in Virginia. She'll be fine.
Oh,
It's really loud
Oh my
in here.
I wonder if we'll see anybody
There's
who's
no
Twitter
one
famous
here.
in there.
No, we do. We have Lachlan Marquette.
Oh,
We have
put on
Lachlan.
Rockland.
Lachlan.
Yeah, let's hear Locke.
Oh, sure. Not really.
Hey, there he is.
ATF, free vegan takeover.
So
We
that
just-
was Twitter celebrity Lachlan Marquette.
And with him coming on, we actually dropped 10 viewers just there.
Yeah, it must have been Lachlan and not those questions about the Orioles. No way it was the Orioles.
Yeah, so- But so Lachlan Marquette was still here.
Yeah, so Lachlan cost us.
Yeah, we went down 10 viewers, and we're still dropping.
Well, I mean, the debate
still
is about to start. People probably want to grab a drink and.
Yeah, I want to go see Megyn Kelly's sexy haircut.
All right, everybody, this has been the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Friends. I was joined by Joy Behar of The View. He has since left. Brent Scher, the owner of Wendy Davis's Shoes. Legendary smoker, Elizabeth. I forgot her last name. Harrington. Neal Dewing of The Federalist. And Joe Cunningham, thank you so much for producing live from Arby's. Everybody, go watch the debate hosted by a woman with a Val Kilmer haircut. We'll see you guys next time. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Friends.
All right, so I just leave the broadcast going until it's too awkward to continue.
No.